This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Black Views, Black Commentary, B1, FBA all day. Bringing the Black community logical information. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you on this wonderful Saturday. Today I got another story for you here. Today is a story about, I'm just gonna give you just straight up how I see it. You know, the white woman knocks on a Black family's door, and as the husband pulls up in the driveway, she runs away screaming help. So just imagine that. Imagine you come home from work, you come home from the gym, you come home from the grocery store, you come home from anywhere you need to be as a Black man, minding your business. And suddenly you are approached in your driveway. There's someone standing at your door asking you, what are you doing there? Who are you? And then runs down the street screaming, help. White woman. And she saw a Black man. Just ran down the street screaming help. That man didn't step towards her. That man didn't show a hostile move or gesture towards her. She just runs down the street yelling help. So I want you to think about the history of America and the things that Black people have had to endure due to the fact that white women are running down the street saying help, saying rape, saying all types of illegal accusations. And what do you think happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma? It got burned down, right? And this particular thing happened over and over and over and over in the life cycle of the existence of America. And each time these type of things happened, destruction, mayhem, murder took place on communities, massacres on communities of people. Black men were demonized throughout the country. That's why we have a thing with BBC. That's why they want to know the size of your dick. They want to know if you got a big dick or not. They just want to know. White people feel that it's their right to know if you have one. That's why porn, the industry, is going so rampant. Because of this right here. These white women come to your place of location. It could be at the club. It could be at the library. It could be anywhere. And you thinking, you know, this might be an opportunity or whatever it is. And then she screams rape. It happens in dormitories all over the country. Football players, you name it, in the military. It's happening everywhere. And so I'm going to go to the next scene so that we can give you more content on what exactly I am saying, if you don't already know. This is Brittany Bishop.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Now, we got to look at the optics. We have to. I know you don't like me to stop this, but we have to look at the optics. This child has a stroller. I'm sorry, not this child. This woman has a stroller and a child standing next to the stroller and a baby on her hip. Gotta set this off right for you. so that you can see what ensues. So let's go, and I'm gonna replay it again. Let's go.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Let's play it again.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Hey.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. She got chased.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a silver
Guy in
truck.
a gray truck, and he came around.
You hear this? Some guy in a gray truck. This was she ran home to tell her wife. There was a guy that was chasing her. She walked up to this man's home. Rang his doorbell, and then she asks him, does he live there? He says, yes, I live here. And she says, I don't believe you. Where this is happening all over the country. You seem to think this is happening in one place. This is happening all over the country. Now, remember, this is an affluent neighborhood. So this is when I guess you hear the Twitter people saying, don't, you should stay in the hood and don't live around them. This is what happens when you live around them. You are susceptible to all types of terroristic activities by these people. Remember, if you were white, she wouldn't have knocked at your door. But she probably saw dreads, and she felt like she needed to intervene to cause a situation. I'm just going to play it again. And this time I'm going to play it through the entirety.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Hey.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. She got chased.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a silver
Guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came around the corner,
I don't know if you guys have a
and I was
video.
in the street, and so I come up and I pick up my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming, and I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that she
I'm scared the crap out of me.
How?
I'm sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody?
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? And I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me to.
Why does someone I have to tell you this is my house? I know it took more than one day for them to move in there. Why does someone have to tell you that it's their house? Look, there he has his child out. He has his wife out. He has his dog out. Obviously, this is a man who's basically doing well to take care of his family. And they're a young family at that. And to have this white woman, and then guess what? And then now a white man follows up with the white woman to find out what happened. Who did this to his wife and his children? You see, I want you to think in the context if this were the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 60s, and on back. I want you to think in the context, you think this man will be coming up, no, he would be coming up with a lynch mob of people because she went back and said that He scared her or he chased her. It makes no sense, man. This is what black people have to endure when you move outside black communities. You know, there are black people that worked all their lives to purchase something nice, a nice house, a nice car, and to maybe live in a nice neighborhood. They have a right to live in a nice neighborhood. They shouldn't have to live in a neighborhood that's undesirable, where they want to raise their children in a better place. And for black people to achieve, this is what they receive. And I just want to move on to the next scene so you can hear her apology next. And this is the DeMichael family. I'm not going to go too much in there. I'll let you look it up, the DeMichael family. DeMichael Jenkins family. I apologize.
Days sharing what was happening, and I wanted to come on again and reiterate my apology to DeMichael and Brittany Jenkins, but also share with you guys the threats that my family is now receiving. So first and foremost, DeMichael and Brittany Jenkins, from the bottom of my heart and my family's heart, I am so sorry for.
So if she was receiving the threats that she says that she is receiving, why is she on camera? Why is she going out here to give this apology when she could have just apologized to the family? She could have had a luncheon just with that particular family. Who told her? Because the family didn't go out and say who she was. But she decided to get on out here and make this big old apology and then let us know that she's under death threats. This is typical white supremacist shit right here. This is to always play the victim, and they will play that. You will never move up in their organizations because as soon as you get to a certain level, they'll start playing the victim. That's why we have to have reparations to create and maintain our own. We can no longer be with these people. These people can no longer be in the midst of us. These people mistreat us, and every opportunity they get, they'll find a way to take what's yours and make theirs. That is who these people are. That's why you have a patent office, because they've stolen so much material that they had to have a patent office to determine who created and who made what.
The way that I made you guys feel that night. I understand why you felt that way. I get it. I truly do. It was the worst timing and the biggest misunderstanding. And from the bottom of my heart, I would never want to make anybody feel unwelcome. If you know me, I include everybody. And so from the bottom of my heart, I seek forgiveness, and I am very sorry.
And she seeks forgiveness.
We now that the video is aired and people are thinking that it was some malicious.
The video was aired, no one knew it was her. But you put these people's family at home because you went on out here and started running down the street screaming, "Help me." Some people could have came back to that house that was about some business and that weren't very nice and could have did some things to that man and no one would have knew. All because she ran down the street with her children. Think about it. She had her children in her arm and she was running with her daughter. She forgot the stroller in front of the house. She was so trying to get away that she didn't use the stroller that had wheels on it.
Racial profiling or incident. Our family is receiving hundreds, if not thousands, of threats. Every single one of our businesses is seeing devastation. One of our businesses has temporarily had to close because of threats. Our family is receiving.
So in 2 days, her business has been shut down. I seriously don't think it was black people going to her businesses. If they were, she would have had a little more appreciation for black people.
Threats through every avenue that you could possibly reach us, through phone calls, through text messages, through direct messages, and some of those threats saying that our people hope that our children die a slow death. that my husband is going to come home to no wife and to being a single dad, that I should be hung publicly, that I should kill myself, and if I don't kill myself, it'll be done.
More pity. More pity. She's creating more pity for herself. She's creating more. She wants to create even more pity for herself. She wanted pity by even going up to that door and knocking on the door and running off, acting like someone was chasing her, her children. The kids thinking it's a game. They don't even see anybody chasing them, so they just think they're playing a game and they're running. Unbelievable.
For me, people are saying they know where we live and who we are. And there are ones about our children that no parent should have to read. They are absolutely disgusting. And I wanted to come on and just share that social media can be a beautiful thing, but the amount of devastation
Remember, they're sending her direct messages.
and wickedness that it has brought our family in the last 72 hours is absolutely unreal. And so I wanted to come on and apologize to you, Brittany, and to Michael, and to tell you again that there was never any ill intent towards you guys.
There was no ill intent. She just wanted to question the man. You know, think about it for a second. It's you and your children. Wouldn't you think about you and your children before you would step towards a man asking him if he lives here? Like, that should have been your first thought. The thought of the safety for your children. You're youngin'. You weren't by yourself. You were with your youngin'. And I think you knew the type of situation that this was. Who will put their children in danger like that intentionally?
I am very sorry, genuinely. I do not believe any individual deserves this type of hate, especially with something that truly was a misunderstanding. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I am a believer. I believe love covers a multitude of things. And yeah, that is where we
She is a liar.
are with everything right now.
So let's go back to the second scene again. We're going to play it from the beginning.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
She knocks on this person's door, and then she takes her child out of the stroller and steps towards the man and asks him, does he live here? You scared now.
I don't believe that.
It becomes directly confrontational and says she doesn't believe it.
What?
I don't believe that.
So where are you going?
Where are we going?
All he said was, what? So what are you doing here? And she says, come on, let's go. She doesn't think to take, she leaves the stroller. Look, she leaves the child behind, actually. This is insane craziness. And these are the people that you are dealing with in America. These people are half-baked. They're not all the way sound. They're allowed to go out into public. Okay? Now imagine these are the people that were, that were hanging you, that were doing all these things, these horrible things to you, to your grandparents and your ancestors. These are the people that were in charge of their lives. These are the people that control whether or not they got paid, whether or not they got a job, whether or not they were. So you see how sick they are? Can you only imagine how many black men that died? See this guy right here? You don't see the guy, but the owner of the house, that guy, bro, he would have been dead if this was the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, right on up to the 70s. They would have found him hanging in a tree, and then they would have said, he accosted a white man. Look, watch this. Look.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. She got somebody chased.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a silver truck.
She said a man in a silver truck chased her.
I was in the street.
A man in a silver truck came around the corner and chased her. That's what she told her husband. What if this nigga was like a commando, some shit, and he ain't even hearing her properly. He just hear all he heard is that somebody is taking his child and did something or tried to do something to them, and he come around the corner ready to do what he got to do. And this is what you got. Situations that are created by these people. They create these situations. They create the confusion in our lives. This man moved out of the hood. I don't even know if he lived in the hood, but let's just say he moved out of the hood because he wanted to get a nice place for his child. Let's see his child right here. He wanted a nice place for his child to grow up with the dog in a backyard. That's all he wanted to do. And he came to his house. He wasn't in the neighborhood. He wasn't even barbecuing. He came to his house. And what was standing in front of his house? An opportunity to get him arrested, killed, or some type of way assaulted. And this is why I tell Black people all the time, we have to continue to remind each other to be aware of our surroundings and always looking for the setup. Always looking for the setup. Always looking for where an opportunity for the people that do not appreciate you, do not appreciate your being, to destroy you, because they will. There's some good ones, but there are really a lot of bad ones that like to see bad things happen to you because they are failures in their own lives. And so they're looking for someone to blame. And that's what this is. And these people obviously have money. She has businesses, and she's still not happy. She still wants to blame a nigga for something.
With 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking,
look at the baby playing with the dog, having a
this
good
could be his
time.
house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said,
If this were back in the day, they would have burnt that house down. They would have burnt the house down, and they would have came looking for him, telling him to come out the door. There would have been a fire out there, all that good shit, man. These people are wicked, man. You know, you have to think the same way. You know, like I told you yesterday, I made a video yesterday about the DEI workplace. You know, I made that video so you understand that the world is against you. They have all confided together to hold you down. You, just you, FBA in particular. They all come together to hold you down. You go to the race soldier's not gonna hear what you say. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to make any arrests. Why isn't somebody investigating this to look for someone to arrest? Why isn't that happening? Why isn't this lady getting a class action lawsuit? Why isn't something happening to her to pay for the things that she has done to cause destruction? I mean, she literally going out here screaming down the street yelling as a white woman and shit. Hold on, was she blonde? Let's look. Yeah, look at her.
I wanted to come on again.
This typical King Kong bullshit. She got threatened, and now she gets to play the victim. Do you see how it goes? It's the same way anyway. It's the same way when you, as a Black person, defend yourself. Then someone will say, you're racist. Calling out racist. This is the bullshit that these people put over top of us, you know. And man, I give thanks to the Lord for protecting that Black family, for making sure no harm came to them, because later on that night you don't know what could have happened. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it for you to digest. I want you to look it up, and I want you to be aware. We are in a state of emergency for your mind, body, and soul. This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Don't forget to hit the Cash App. Also, subscribe. Hit the white bell so that you can get the videos that I've created. And I appreciate you coming through. Have a great day.